Jeff, that's the other thing, though, is him slipping him acid. It's on television. I mean, is that something where, I don't know, I guess the execs must approve it. I don't know what happens, but are you like, really, we're going to slip him acid? He's really just been slipped acid in an episode on television?
Well, one of the great things about the show, and this applies to Spenny too, is nobody sees the footage as it's happening. It's live, it's real, and the competition happens and it's done. So there's no going back and reshooting things, and Spenny doesn't know what's going on if he's not there to see it. It all happens. He finds out months later when it airs. Sometimes he doesn't even know what happened until he gets a copy of what happened. So it's kind of too late before. There's a lot of problems. There's a lot of people who aren't happy with things in the show, but it's kind of too late to do anything about it.
We were lucky, we were just kind of like South Park. People weren't watching us. We were on a cable channel where, our executives were kind of like soccer moms. And, they just, we kind of had, I don't know, we just had this anonymity. It was so weird. And I think that was a kind of a catch-22 for me, is that, every single week I tried to do something that would get censored, and it wouldn't get censored, which was so shitty, because every year I had to do like just the most insane, I had to try and top it every year, and it got fucking crazy. Like, we would have done crystal meth episodes like for season 7. Like, thank God the show fucking ended, or like Spenny would really be dead, and I'm not even joking.
Was there something like you wanted to do? So there was nothing that you said, okay, I can't do this.
Wait a minute. First of all, there's little things that get censored that are funny, but you can't put them in because you can't do it.
Can we? Yeah.
But there was a whole episode, one of my favorite episodes, which you can get online. I don't know where, but it only exists online. It's Who's a Bigger Idiot. It was going to be Who Could Be a Bigger Retard, but we tried to make it airable with Who's a Bigger Idiot.
Use the word retard. It was standards and practices of the Canadian CRTC that we cannot make fun of any retard. They go, you can't make fun of mentally handicapped people. I said, I've been doing it for 6 fucking years. Well, now I can't call a show Who's the biggest retard. So we did that episode, and they wouldn't let us air it. So we had to make Who Do Black People like the best 2 episodes.
Another great episode. Another great one. But who? For those who are listening, you go search Who's a Bigger Idiot, Kenny versus Spenny. It's online only. Probably on Vimeo. Kenny's it on Vimeo? YouTube. It's one of my favorite things. Spenny, I think Spenny maybe sunk to the lowest. It's one of the lowest. So many lows.
This is one couldn't air on television.
Too hot for TV. I don't know what the difference is between that and some other things that have aired, but
we can do Who Can Dump in Your Pants the Longest, where we're wearing Depends, which I'm kind of embarrassed of that show. That got to a point, was what I was talking about earlier, of how, I just didn't know what to do. What more can I do, to freak out our audience and do these incredible shows? Now, like I said, it became kind of a catch-22 where I was just doing things that were so terrible. I feel bad about that show, Dump Your Pants, but, whatever. Fuck, at least I'm not, slinging burgers.
Some of them they're almost like science experiments. Like you always want, what would happen if somebody had a dump in their pants for 3 days? And it's thank God for Kenny and Spenny, so that we don't have to do it ourselves to find out. It should almost be a scientific show.
Yeah, I'm just, I'm so happy I had the opportunity to do that. And I love fucking Canada. I lived in LA for 10 years. I came back to Toronto. And, that was my gift to all of us, and Tom Green gave us a gift, which, opened a door, which we walked through, and SCTV and Kids in the Hall a little, I guess. But, I just, it was such an incredible thing for me.
And just as the internet was coming aboard, too.
It was, I really, I'm so happy, and I love everybody. I love that I got you fuckers through university, and when we first hit CBC and it really hit, I was just like, oh my God. That's why I tried so hard, because I knew that there were a bunch of people out there, and I just loved my fans so much that I would just do everything in my power to try and entertain them, and I still love them all.
Is there a chance we'd see like a Kenny versus Spenny special? Is that being talked about?
It gets talked about. The problem is there is a lot of animosity between the 2 of them. So it's so.
I want to do anything. I want to do, like I said, I want to do more. Please, God, write letters to fucking Harper or whoever the fuck you want to, the Canadian Nazi Party. Anyone who will listen, go to our fucking any broadcaster and walk up to them on the street and tell them, go pick up more Kenny versus Spennys.
It's not you and Spenny that's the problem. It's the CRTC and.
No, it's the we don't have a broadcaster that wants the show. That's it. And nobody wants to pick up the show. I would love to go, Netflix or YouTube or something like that. I just want to keep doing the show. I loved it so much.
There you go. So you would go on Netflix or YouTube, or it would have to be?
I'd go on Al Jazeera. I don't fucking care. Of course I would. That's amazing. Yeah, sure. I'll do it.
Jeff, if we are going to see Kenny versus Spenny again, is there something out there that you guys talked about and never got to do? You mentioned crystal meth. Okay, but is there something that was really on that list?
Well, the only thing I can think of at this point in their lives, as they spend more time apart, it becomes more epic. Kenny's kind of gone his own way and is doing his thing. Spenny's gone his own way, and I think they're so competitive that it's become the competition now is about their life. Like, who could be more successful? Who's a better person? Who do people love more? And it's become so big that when they get back together, I don't even think they'd be competing over little things. I think they'd be competing over, like, who is a better person. I think it's going to be a death match. I don't know what the heck you would do because there's just so much there. And it's building up as they spend this time apart that I think it'd just be epic.
As soon as Spenny comes out of the pedophilia ward at Penetanguishene prison, maybe we'll talk to him, and he might do it. That guy would do anything for a penis. Any penis, even a dead guy's penis.
So you genuinely love doing the show and would do it again?
Couldn't think of it doing anything better.
Yeah. I mean, there isn't anything better. It's one of the greatest shows of all time, and by far the best to shoot. Usually shooting a show is kind of painful, and then you watch it, you're like, oh, it's not bad. But Kenny versus Spenny, I mean, it doesn't get better. There should be a making of the shows that air with the shows because it's the whole process. It's real. It's reality, and it's 3 days of it, and you can unfortunately only get 20 minutes of it in an episode. So maybe you should just get a video channel, you guys living together on the internet. And
Big Brother, something like that. I would love a Big Brother, Kenny Spenny Big Brother. Oh my God, that'd be the fucking best.
Awesome stuff. Thanks for doing this, guys. Very much appreciated. Awesome.